scrappy friends, welcome to my channel, and today I have a Hannah scrap bin layout for you today, and this is a series where I use my scraps to make a layout. So today I decided that I was going to just use the scraps on my desk. I don't know about you, but I have a tendency to pile bits and pieces that I was using on another layout or another spread or something else, and just pile it on my desk. And so I will get a pile and I'll have like a couple of containers or dishes, and where I have like some embellishments and pieces like that. So that is what I'm using. And this paper from the Cute Girl I used on another layout last week for the Speak of Mom scraps, and so I had that laying around, and technically that wasn't on my desk, but it was right next to my desk, so we're gonna count that. And when I seen that paper and I realized that I wanted to use that paper, I decided that I wanted to use these photos, so I pulled these out and I am just cutting around the edges a little bit to get a white border around them. And these are pictures that I printed and took when we were in, actually I think I printed them off when we got here, but they are from when we were in Hawaii. This was from like our last week in Hawaii, and we went to a diner slash restaurant called Cinnamon's, and the main one is in Kailua on the island of Oahu. So Kailua is a gorgeous town. I love the town of Kailua. It's just so quaint and small. Well, all the towns in Hawaii are small pretty much, except for Honolulu, and down closer there, like Aiaia is pretty big too. But anyway, that's besides the point. But but Kailua tends to have a lot of like resort, like guest houses and beach houses and stuff for like vacationers. I know a couple of people who've stayed in Kailua and stuff. But anyway, it's gorgeous, and it's just this fun little town, and they have this restaurant that started there, and it's kind of like a diner. They do breakfast and lunch, and they take American type meals and make them, and they change things up and they twist things up and they make it and they use Hawaiian ingredients and make it Hawaiian. So, which is the reason why I think me and my husband absolutely love it there, because it just feels a little bit like home away from home. And when you're from the mainland and you're a mainlander, when you're in Hawaii, it's odd because there's many times where you want to experience the Hawaiian culture and experience Hawaii at its finest and all the cultures that are a part that make up Hawaii. But then there are times where you just want to get a good diner meal. Me and my husband are from the East Coast, and we went to city down near New York City, and New York City, New Jersey area. Diners are like big. Like in college, we would go to diners just to have fun. You know, we would do homework and hang out at a diner, and it was just something that we did that was super fun, and it's just a big part of life there. And so, and you can get almost anything there. Of course, you see me fiddling with these. So I'm just I'm just taking these strips of paper that I have from my desk and just kind of layering. I do this technique quite often, just in different ways, and it's really like my go-to design. It's one of my go-to designs because it's just so simple. You just take different patterns and you just layer them together and you put them behind the photo, and it's super fun, and you can do it a whole bunch of different ways. So I'm also working on some banners down at the bottom, which are kind of hard to see, which I didn't realize that I was off screen a little bit. So I'm sorry about that, but you can mostly see what I'm doing, so I'm not too worried about it. But anyway, excuse me. So yeah, so Ben, my husband and I were just super thrilled when we found this diner. I think someone on post, someone that he worked with, told us that we needed to go there. And we've been there quite a bit of times, and oh my gosh. So if you ever go to Hawaii and you want some local cuisine that has that diner twist, like they serve pancakes, but with guava, that guava chiffon like it's a sauce. It's like pudding on your pancakes. It's gorgeous and yummy and colorful. And then they have eggs Benedict with crab cakes, or you could get it with Kahlua pork, which is amazing. I've had both. They're both really, really yummy. I like the Kahlua pork the best. And so just yummy diner food. And so I wanted to document this because it's just one of those places that we absolutely loved going, but we didn't get to go very often because it was on the other side of the island. And if you don't know much about Hawaii, the island of Oahu is pretty small and you can drive it in a few hours. But the thing is to get from one side of the island to the other side of the island, usually you just don't get up and drive to the other side unless you have a reason to drive to the other side. Because everything that you need, you're probably going to be able to find somewhere in between going to the other side. So unless you purposely go for going to a certain beach or for a certain restaurant, you're probably not just going to find yourself on the other side of the island. That's just kind of how it is. And I mean, it's a beautiful drive going there because you have to drive through the mountains and it's gorgeous, and you can see Kaneohe Bay as you drive down there towards Kahlua. And like I said, it's gorgeous and it's fun. And this restaurant is half outside, so you can sit and feel the breeze as you're sitting there eating your breakfast or your lunch, and it's just super fun. And so I definitely wanted to document this, and I was super happy and glad that we got to go and visit there one last time before we left Hawaii, because it was super crazy that week that we were moving. I know I haven't documented it a lot yet, and that's one thing that I want to get on. But when we were moving, it was so crazy. It was so busy. We just were doing things right up until we left, and my husband had to work, so we were going from the city to where he worked, and we had to ship our car, and we had car troubles, so the icing on the cake, or the chiffon on the pancake, was the fact that we still got to go and visit this place that is our favorite place. So, of course, then we found out while we were there that they actually opened one up in Waikiki, and we could have just went out there and not driven all the way to Kahlua, but I'm glad we did because I love the drive to Kahlua. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous going through the mountains. It's like seeing Jurassic Park, sort of. And the clouds set on the mountain. Oh my gosh, I'm talking about Hawaii. Can you tell I miss it there? I definitely miss it there. But anyway, so I wanted to make this layout super bright, and thankfully I had tons of bright stuff on my desk. So I'm just kind of going through some ephemera pieces that I did have on my desk, and I add a couple of things coming up that weren't on my desk. So one of the things that I did remove and move some of these hearts that I had, they were from a silhouette cut, and I ended up moving the one where those glasses are, where I moved glasses anyway, but those are from Chamel. And I just felt like, I don't know, I wasn't sure about the hearts, and I like them because they're super bright and they bring out the yellow. I just felt like I just wasn't sure about it, and I think this layout took a long time for how simple it is, because it's pretty simple, really. I mean, I wasn't using a lot of product either, but I knew, well, and here's that tag, every city has its story, and I wanted to make sure I put that down. That's from Dear Lizzie, but the blue was definitely similar to the blue up on the top. And I kept debating if I wanted to use that heart, like arrow. I think that's from Maggie Holmes' Shine, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was in a kit that I had, and I had those wood veneer on my desk. See, I told you, I keep a lot of stuff on my desk. The fact that I can make a layout from crap on my desk that is pretty, it's just the bits and pieces. But I think that the fun part of it is scrounging around your desk and looking to see what bits and pieces that you still have that you absolutely love that can make layout. And I'm glad that I was able to do that. I mean, so I absolutely loved it, and I love how it turned out. It's so vibrant and bright and Hawaiian. Oh gosh, it makes me want to go back there and eat the yummy food. I miss it. That's okay. I'll have to find some place here in Washington that had something unique and different and yummy too. But anyway, so I knew I wanted to add a couple more things, and I had one of my drawers. I have like a shelf next to my desk that has I have baskets that has stickers and embellishments and lots of different stuff like that. And so I had one that was right next to it that had the stickers and embellishment pieces. And so I did pull it out near the end. And so you see here, I decided to go with these not Felicity Jane. They're called Felicity. They're from Pink Fresh Studios. They're puffy sequins, and they're really fun and tons of different colors. So, which is why I decided to use them. Though I did have a hard time placing them. I think it's because they are not like regular sequins, and I don't know. I just had a hard time using them. And I mean, they look fun and fine at the end. I just kind of play around and move them around quite a bit before. As you can see, I was so indecisive. I think some of it was it was getting near the end of the night, and so I was kind of tired too. So, but I really wanted to finish this layout because it didn't need to take 2 days to do, right? Sometimes that's just how it is. And so I spill out cinnamon with these little jelly bean soup. Those were also not on my desk as well, but it's okay. So I hope that you guys, I'm getting closer to being done with this layout. Seriously. I decided not to use these. At first I put them down, a couple of them down, but they were just so shiny. Those are from Pink Fresh Studio, and they were from last year. I think last summer maybe last spring, maybe the year before it could have even been. I don't know. It was when Pink Fresh Studio was doing their kits. But so, and then I pulled out these Dear Lizzie from last summer, her collection that has like tons of summer fonts, and it really worked out better that way because they're black and white, and then there's a little bit of pink that I use. So it's just nice and fun and vibrant. So one of the things that was bugging me was that little circle that says hello, and it really looked nice. I liked the pink in it, and the pink worked, but I just wasn't sure about the gray. Even though I have gray up at the top and some gray, I don't know, it wasn't working for me. So I decided to fill up the word with some gold washi, which was the end of that not Dear Lizzie, Amy Tan little washi tape. I'm so sad. I used the whole washi tape roll. But it was my favorite. But anyway, so I filled it up, and then I just used the Stamp Out star circle right over top of it, and there we go. So I'm just about done. I'm going to add the date on it, and then I do journaling, but I think I do that off camera. So you'll see that in the close-ups. But I hope you guys join me this week and make a layout from the stuff around your desk, maybe the stuff that you piled up from the last couple of layouts that you made. I don't know if you're like me and you collect all that stuff, but like I said, I tend to have a pile of stuff that I used, and just maybe make a layout, see what you can do, make a card, do something creative with that stuff that's sitting there not getting used. So I hope you guys have a great week. I will see you guys later. I have tons of stuff this week coming up on my channel, so be on the lookout for all of that good stuff, and I hope you are super inspired this week. Bye!